All right, let's talk about something huge. The digital battle for your brain. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a fight happening inside your own head every single day. And we're going to break down exactly how it all works.
Okay, let me ask you something. You ever find yourself scrolling, and when you finally put your phone down, you just feel, I don't know, kind of tired and restless? Not like I need a nap tired, but just mentally drained and vaguely dissatisfied? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. And believe it or not, there's a really good reason for that feeling, and it all comes down to what's happening in your brain.
So what's really going on here is this kind of digital tug of war for your attention. On one side, you've got what we can call fragmented stimuli. You know exactly what this is. It's that endless fire hose of short videos on TikTok, the constant stream of posts on X, just quick disconnected bursts. But on the other side, you've got sustained attention. This is the kind of focus you need for, say, a longer YouTube explainer that really digs into a topic. It asks you to stick around and follow an idea. And here's the kicker. These two things are basically training your brain to do completely opposite things. So let's dive into that first side of the rope. What is actually happening inside our brains when we're just consuming that constant stream of fragments? Okay, the main character in this story is a little chemical called dopamine. You've probably heard of it. Every single time you swipe to a new, funny, or shocking video, your brain gets a tiny little hit of it. It's basically a pleasure signal, a little good job from your brain that feels great, and it's precisely what keeps you swiping and swiping and swiping. And this is where it gets really interesting, because this creates a powerful and kind of sneaky cycle. Step 1, you watch a short, intense video. Step 2, you get that quick dopamine hit. Feels good, right? But here's the catch. When you do this over and over, your brain starts to adapt. It basically raises the bar for what it finds rewarding. It's like your brain's pleasure dial gets turned down. So now you need something even more intense, even more novel, just to feel that same little buzz. And the real-world consequence of this? All the normal stuff. You know, a good chat with a friend, reading a book, a walk in the park. They just can't compete anymore. They start to feel, well, kind of boring. And the fallout from this cycle? It's pretty significant. For starters, your attention span, it just shrinks. It gets harder and harder to focus on one thing for a long time. You might even start to feel this sort of emotional flatness, where things that used to make you happy just don't quite land the same way. All of this leads to that feeling we talked about at the beginning, that weird creeping restlessness, that sense of dissatisfaction. You're constantly seeking the next hit, and it can be completely exhausting. Okay, but it's not all bad news, I promise. There's another way to engage your brain, a way that builds a totally different kind of mental muscle. So remember that other side of the tug of war? Long-form content? It plays a completely different game. It doesn't give you those quick, cheap dopamine hits. Instead, it asks for something from you. It asks you to stay put, to think, to really follow an idea from beginning to end. The reward isn't instant. It's a slower burn, a deeper kind of satisfaction that comes from actually getting something, from having your curiosity genuinely fed. And the benefits here? They're pretty much the exact opposite of the dopamine trap. Engaging with long-form content literally builds up your ability to pay attention. Think of it like taking your focus to the gym. You're building cognitive endurance. And this is so important. It helps keep your brain's natural reward system in balance. It means the simple stuff can still feel good. Plus, the best part? The experience doesn't just stop when the video ends. You find yourself thinking about it, reflecting on it, which is a whole other level of engagement. There's a quote that just nails this idea perfectly. It restores the value of sustained curiosity in an age addicted to speed. I mean, that's it, right? In a world that's obsessed with moving faster and faster, this is about choosing to go deeper instead of just wider. So what does all this mean for you and me? Well, it means we get to make a choice, a really conscious choice about our digital diet. When you boil it all down, you're choosing which part of you to feed. Are you feeding the impulsive brain? The part that loves the instant gratification, the quick hits from most social platforms? Or are you nurturing the reflective mind, the part that thrives on curiosity, that wants to really understand things? It's the difference between scrolling forever and exploring with a purpose. Now, just to be super clear, this isn't about labeling some apps good and others bad. That's way too simple. This is all about giving you the power. It's about understanding that every time you open an app, you're training your brain one way or another. And knowing that, well, that's a superpower. It lets you decide how you want to spend your single most valuable resource, your own attention. So, the next time you pick up your phone, Just ask yourself this one simple question: which mind am I feeding right now? The choice is always yours. Thanks for digging into this with me.